Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. If you need a beautiful all-in-one website, make it with Squarespace. Hello everyone. Today I have a day off, and by a day off I mean I have a studio day. So basically I decided very last minute, last week to be precise, that I wanted to go to a zine fair that's happening in Brisbane and sell a zine. And I decided this without actually having a zine to sell. So today's my first day off since I decided to do that. So I need to prep, draw, organize, print the zine, plus I want to sell a few other bits and pieces that I already have. But yeah, I need to organize that and I wanted to bring you guys along with me. First of all, I have to do some work on my computer, so I won't be in the studio, I'll just be in my room. But I can't work in my room because it looks like this. And there's stuff on my desk. I always say it's really important to have a space that functions and that's clean and that you want to be in if you want to be productive. And I am not practicing what I'm preaching, so starting off, I'm going to do some cleaning, organizing, and then I will be embarking on this journey. I'm watching some cardia as I disassemble the destruction. Oh my god, it looks so bad.
We have this comment that a real solid, you know, he looks like a professional businessman.
So it is 12:36 now. That literally took me a long time. I don't actually remember when I started. It's lucky that I work on internet hours, so I still have a lot of stuff to get done. I'm going to show you guys what I have for this zine and kind of like my thoughts behind how I came up with the idea of it, I guess. So as I said before, there's a zine fair happening that I just decided that I wanted to table at. I've never tabled at anything before. I've never sold any of my stuff in this environment before, but I just thought since it is the first of its kind, I would just give it a go and see how it goes. I don't know if it's going to be a big event or if it's going to be a small kind of thing. I have no idea. But I have made a zine before. This is called The Principles of Zoe Wilson, and I did this for my last uni assignment ever. I studied sustainable design, majoring in graphic design, and we kind of had a bit of a choice as to what we wanted to make. So I made this zine, and it was kind of like everything that I had ever learnt in uni, but not necessarily like to do with uni, more to do with myself and how my time and the bigger things that I was learning affected me personally. So yeah, it's quite a hefty zine. There's only one copy, so I would never sell this because it just wouldn't make sense for anyone else to have it. But I will show you, I'll do a little flip through and I'll just kind of briefly explain, show you what this is and how I made it, because I did a bit of special binding, but I'll talk about that later. And as you can see, I hand bound it. So there are 3 signatures, which is basically sections, and each section is bound together. This method of bookbinding ensures that the pages lay flat. But yeah, anyway, I don't know if you care about that, but that's that. And as you saw the little illustrations in there, I kind of wanted to take the best ones and add to it and create a different zine that's more accessible to more people, because this is literally about myself, so I don't think as many people could relate or really see themselves in it. So yeah, I've taken those drawings, I mean I already had the files, and I've started to combine them into a new zine, and I've done some new drawings for it as well. Like I did a little moth drawing that I wanted to use as the cover, and yeah, I'm just rearranging them in InDesign today, and it's pretty much almost done because it's a small zine, it's 12 pages. And then yeah, today I'm going to finish designing that, and tomorrow I'm going to be trying to find somewhere that can print it for me, and if all else fails I'll go to Officeworks. So yeah, all I have to do for this is do the illustration that I want in the middle of the book, which I want it to be kind of a joined illustration because the rest of them are kind of have their own pages, but I want one to be a double page spread, so I'm going to do that today. I have no idea what that's going to be, but we'll see. So yeah, I need to do that drawing and I'm going to do it right now. Okay, I'm going to use this picture, which is of Devon Lee Carlson, and then I'm going to freehand some snakes, I think. I have no idea what I'm gonna do composition wise, but I'm just gonna get started. These are like my favorite pencils. They're the only ones that I will use. So off camera, I just did a practice run with making a few more pins. These are the ones that I didn't like as much, just fully black, and this blue one was just like weird sizing and I didn't like them. And then these are the ones that I really liked, so I'm gonna make some more like these. So I'm just using this white shrink film. I use this brand, Graphics. I got 50 sheets of them. And I just use colored Sharpies to draw stuff about this big, and then when you put them in the oven, they shrink down to this size and they become like hard plastic. But at the moment, it's just this type of plastic. All right, done one page of red snakes, and then one of blue and purple ones. So I'm just gonna cut these out, write my name on the back of them, and then put them in the oven and shrink them.
Don't let it out till time is right. And here we go. Here we go.
So this is the glue that I'm using. It's called polyurethane glue, I think. Polyurethane, sorry. Polyurethane glue. But I took the lid off, and see this? This is not plastic, this is dried glue. So it's dried like in the shape of the lid, which is actually really good because I don't want to ruin my paintbrushes using this glue because it's really, really strong and it will ruin any paintbrushes, and you're supposed to wear gloves when you use it. But I have a little funnel so I can just put it on and walk away. Oh my god, yes, that's totally gonna work. Alright, so it's 6 o'clock now, so this is the last thing that I will do today for my zine. I have just put in the picture that I drew earlier today and I've arranged it, and this is what it's looking like. Tomorrow I will be hopefully finding somewhere to print my zine and then putting it all together. I'm kind of worried about finding somewhere that's going to print it in a short period of time because I need to have them ideally by Friday if I want them to be all together by Saturday. I also have no idea if this fair is going to be big or not, so I don't want to print too many. I might only print like 20 copies. I don't know how much they're going to cost either. I just don't know what I'm doing, but it's fine. I'm sure it'll all work out. This is a great angle for me. Okay, see you tomorrow. Yeah. So basically I just want to get, it's like a little A6 booklet with 12 pages. So I called the printers and I'm still kind of like emailing them back and forth to try and get the best option for printing. I'm thinking that they're just going to print the paper and I'm going to bind it myself, which I'm totally happy to do. But while I'm waiting for them to get back to me, I thought I'd show you guys the pins that I made yesterday and how they turned out. So here they are. I only made a few because again, I wasn't really sure how big this zine fair is going to be. I also have all of these, so I just thought I'd make a couple more. This one's my favorite, but I'm not actually selling him. I'm giving it to a friend because she said she wanted it. So shout out to Indy, you're getting this little guy. And then yeah, all of the other ones are just fern pins like this. Same design, but all unique. And then there's a couple of these ones, little envelopes. Yeah. So I just collected my booklet. It's not a booklet yet because I have to bind it, but it came out so cute. Okay, I'm not going to show you yet. Maybe I'll just do a little bit of a... The black came out really well, which I'm happy with. I didn't want it to be like a grey black, I wanted it to be a solid black, and it is. And the guy at the print shop asked me, like, how are you going to bind these? And I was like, I do not know yet. But then he was like, oh, I've seen someone use a sewing machine to like thread down the side. And I'm like, that's a good idea. I was just going to somehow thread it through. But now I'm going to research that and see if there's anyone else who's done it and see how it turned out and how it holds up. Because I do want it to hold up. I don't want it to fall apart. I bought enough copies so that I could do some experiments, but I'm so nervous to put this in the sewing machine because I couldn't really find anything about sewing paper, but I'm just going to do it anyway and see how it turns out. But like, oh my god, that doesn't look terrible. Okay, so this is option number 1. It has its pros. It's very quick to do, literally like 2 seconds, and the zine fair is tomorrow. However, it also doesn't open out flat unless you pre-bend every page like I've done. The middle spread cuts off the middle because it's the only one that I joined, and the R is cut off on the last page. So that's an option, but I am gonna try some other things as well. I also don't have all night to do this. I have a work commitment this afternoon that goes until like 10. So I have between 10 p.m. and 11 a.m. tomorrow to get all 20 of these done. I only ordered 20. That might be a lot for this fair. It might not be a lot at all. I have no idea. I'm stressed. So I just tried single sheet binding. No! And it just fell apart in my hands, so that's really, 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 really fun. Okay, so I just did it again. I used a different thread. I used something that was a little bit thicker, and it's a lot better than my first attempt. It's not going to fall apart when you open it up, and it's sitting flat. So this is going to take me a long time to do, but I think it's generally worth it if I can bind them this way rather than sewing them. And I think I understand it now through my trials and errors. It doesn't look very neat, but I think that's just because it's on such thin paper. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. I'm actually excited now. And then I literally have to leave to go to my work thing, so I'm gonna be up all night doing this. That's fine. Finally, it's the morning of. I've got all my stuff ready to go. Last night I stayed up until 1 stitching some booklets. I did 10 last night and then I did another 10 this morning, so I have 20 to sell. And now I'm just getting everything together. Overall, I had a pretty great experience, and I think that I was really lucky in that nothing went wrong with printing and everything just kind of magically came together at the end. I ended up selling 8 of my zines at the fair, but I will be selling the rest on my Etsy, and I'm going to leave all the information for that down below if you're interested in purchasing one. And now I will show you guys the final zine, but before we do that, I just want to say thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. You guys know that I love Squarespace. I will never ever promote something that I don't believe in myself, and I feel really grateful that such an amazing service is supporting me and my channel. Whenever I do any art that I'd like to add to my online portfolio, I just go into Squarespace, takes a couple of clicks, and then voila, I have an up-to-date professional gallery with my work. And with Squarespace, you can get a 14-day free trial as well as 10% off your first purchase if you use my link, which is squarespace.com/Zozzolini. Thank you, Squarespace. Okay, now I'm gonna show you the zine.